This video is kindly brought to you by Squarespace, the all-in-one platform to create a beautiful online presence.
Hi, my name's Janelle and welcome back to Rosery Apparel. Today I am going to be talking you through all of my autumn sewing plans. I shared a sewing plans video at the start of summer and I was very excited to get started on those plans, but I ended up moving, so I haven't actually done much of the sewing I was hoping to do over the summer months. So I've decided to just skip right ahead to autumn. I personally love sewing for autumn. Autumn's my favorite season and I haven't experienced autumn for 2 whole years. I went and lived in Japan for a little bit and so I skipped the Australian autumn and then landed in Japan in spring, left before autumn, and so this is literally my first autumn in 2 years and I just could not be more excited. So yeah, I have a pile of fabric here that I'm going to talk you through, and I also have a saved folder on my Instagram full of a whole heap of inspiration I have been gathering for some autumn makes. The first 3 fabrics are actually bundled together because they are all going into the one project. I actually have planned to make a quilt out of these 3 fabrics. I have only ever made one quilt before in the past and I thoroughly enjoyed the process, and I have been kind of waiting for inspiration to hit to be able to make my second quilt project. I never thought I would be into quilting, to be honest, but I discovered a brand called Project Italy, I think is how you pronounce it. They are a Swedish homewares brand, I think. I think they're based in the UK, but they are a Swedish brand and they create the most incredible quilts ever. And because of this brand, I decided to have a go at making my diamond quilt last year, which I fell in love with, and I kind of just fell in love with the whole process of quilting. It's very repetitive and very relaxing and a very calming craft. Like, I thoroughly enjoyed it. And here are some of the quilts that Project Italy create. They are just absolutely stunning. Not your typical quilt, I'd say. They take very traditional quilting techniques but use beautifully bright and stunning fabrics to kind of modernize them. In particular, I am really inspired by this one here with this kind of star design. It is just so beautiful, the different colors they've used. I also like that they keep to a very small color palette, so only use 3 different types of fabrics, and that is what I'm going to be doing with my quilt. I have chosen these 3 fabrics. I've got a floral, a plain, and a gingham, which I think the 3 of those things together work really nicely. This floral I actually picked up while I was in Japan, and it is this tiny little rose print. It's just so cute and not too busy, which I think works really nicely for a quilt, and it's on a cream background, which I just think is adorable. I also have this orangey red color, which works very nicely with the red in the floral, and this actually goes perfectly with some of the colors I've got in my guest room, because I don't think I've mentioned it, but this quilt is going to be going in my guest room. I love the idea of making a quilt for the guest room because it just adds that level of coziness, and a handmade quilt is one of the most coziest things you could possibly make. And then the third fabric I have is this gingham seersucker, which is probably going to end up being a little bit problematic for quilting, but I'm willing to handle the frustration of working with an inconsistent fabric like seersucker for a quilt, because it's just the perfect fabric and color to go with these 2. So I'm going to put up with that, and I'm actually going to make the full backing of the quilt out of this gingham as well. I don't know if you can tell, but I am very excited about this project. I can't wait to get stuck in. I have already made one of the quilt blocks that I'll be making the quilt out of. Here it is. This is what it's going to look like. I am completely obsessed. It is such a fun quilt block to make. I'm gonna make each one exactly like this and then piece the quilt together. I just think it's going to look so cute. But yeah, I am very, very excited about this project. I, of course, plan to document the whole thing. So yeah, wish me luck. The next project I have in mind actually involves this fabric again, because I have a feeling I might have quite a bit of leftover gingham fabric after this quilt project is done, because once I decided I was going to make this quilt, I actually ordered a whole heap of this because, like I said, I want to make the backing of the quilt out of it. But then I realized I already had 2 meters of it as well, so I might end up with quite a bit of extra fabric, which is not a problem because I have the perfect project in mind for the leftover gingham fabric, and that is this incredible ruffled skirt by Robertswood. Robertswood is a pattern company that I have been hearing so much about. I feel like everyone has been making their patterns lately, and there's good reason for it because they are absolutely incredible. If you haven't heard of them, definitely go check them out. I'll have their Instagram linked below. And this skirt in particular just has really caught my eye. It is made up of a heap of like scalloped shape pieces with ruffles on them. I love a good scalloped design like this, and I love a good ruffle, and so the two things together, it just looks like the most incredible skirt ever. And it also looks like the skirt has been made up by piecing the scallops together, which means if I have a heap of like cut up fabric from this quilt, it could potentially work really nicely for a pattern like this. Here is an example of a gingham version of this skirt that I saw by the lady who lunches. And just look at it. It is so beautiful. I am completely in love with it. I just think in this fabric, because it's already got this beautiful seersucker texture, and then to have the ruffles, I just think it's going to be beautiful, and I really hope there is enough fabric left over, which I think there will be, to be able to make this skirt, because I cannot wait to make this skirt.
Let's just take a quick break to talk about the sponsor of this video.
This video has been very kindly sponsored by Squarespace, the all-in-one platform to create a beautiful online presence and launch your passion project. Whether you'd like to start making and selling your own products, create a beautiful portfolio to showcase your work, write a blog, or simply create any website of any kind, you can design and create your dream website all by yourself with Squarespace. You simply select from their range of beautifully designed templates, and then you can customize your template to suit your brand, and you are able to add everything to run your business successfully. You can change everything from the overall layout of the website to all the fun things like the fonts and colors with just a few clicks, no background or knowledge needed in coding whatsoever. I've been using Squarespace since 2016, well before they were ever a sponsor of my channel, and I cannot say enough good things about the platform. I love that I was able to add everything I needed to run my business successfully using their really user-friendly drag and drop system on the back end of the website. I created my website in literally an afternoon. It was that simple, and something I really love about Squarespace is the fact that they offer a free trial, so you can try it and test out just how easy it is to use for yourself. And then when you're ready to launch your beautiful new website, head to squarespace.com/Rosery Apparel for 10% off your first purchase of a website or domain. Thank you so much, Squarespace, for sponsoring this video, and let's get back into the sewing plans. Next, I have this stunning, really fine needle corduroy in this incredible floral print. This was another Japan purchase, and I just fell in love with it as soon as I saw it. So the floral print is just this really lovely, like light peach floral and green leaves on a really dark black background. And to be honest, this year I do want to add a few more black items to my wardrobe. I just think black is a classic, and in the colder months, it is just nice to wear black, and then that way if it's sunny, it will absorb all the warmth. And from this fabric, I hope to make a really cute pinafore dress. I'm not talking just your average pinafore though. I'm thinking something more along the lines of this dress here. I'm thinking I would love to make a sleeveless version of my Rosa dress out of this fabric, and then make the skirt very long, like an extra long midi length, and that way, because it's sleeveless, I'll be able to layer it nicely with some of my turtlenecks and other things like that, but then also can wear jumpers over the top as well. I think it will be a really versatile piece in my wardrobe, and yeah, just something I will want to wear like every single day. Next, I have a couple more corduroy fabrics that I've added to my collection. They're exactly the same. I bought them both from Spotlight. They're a wide wale corduroy in this beautiful green and dusty pink shades. I mentioned in my last sewing plans video that I'm currently working on a sewing pattern. I'm still working on it because moving did set back the date. I wanted to release that by quite a bit, but I'm very nearly there. The pattern is called the Clover skirt, and it is a skirt very much inspired by some of the dresses I wear and have made in the past, where I tend to wear the dress more for the skirt than the dress itself. But the Clover skirt also will have a mini version, which I really want to make a corduroy version for the mini when I make the video all about this skirt. And so I ended up buying these two corduroys to choose from. Not sure yet if I'll go with the pink or the green for the video, but I'll probably end up making the Clover skirt out of both because I just think it's going to be a classic cute skirt to wear with tights and boots during the colder months. So yeah, that is the plan for these, and definitely go and follow me over on Instagram if you'd like to know more about the Clover skirt. I'll be sharing the release date soon. I'm still not close enough to know exactly when it will be, but it is definitely getting there. Next, I have another fabric that I purchased while I was in Japan. I've actually shared this fabric before in my last sewing plans video, but since sharing that video, I've had a bit more of a think about what I want to use this incredible embroidery on glaze fabric for. It's such a precious fabric that I really wanted to make sure I'm making something from it that is going to be something I'll wear a lot. And basically what I have come up with is a dress similar to this one here. This dress has also been made from some beautiful decorative embroidered fabric, and it is such a simple design, but it just looks like the sort of dress that is going to be so versatile though. Like, I can see myself wearing a dress like this during summer on its own or with a t-shirt underneath. And then also in winter with long sleeve tops underneath and jumpers over the top. I feel like the delicateness of the embroidery on glaze as well will really clash nicely with my chunky Doc Marten boots. So yeah, I hope to make a dress just like this one. I feel like it's going to be pretty simple to make, but I do want to make sure that I implement the scalloped edge design of the fabric into the dress and make it a feature of the dress as well. So yeah, stay tuned for that tutorial very soon. Next, I have this absolutely stunning tablecloth that I found at an op shop recently. The tablecloth itself only cost me $5 and it has this incredible lacy design on it. If you've watched my previous sewing plans video, as you can see, a lot of the plans have kind of migrated from that video slash I have been rethinking them since that video. In that video, I shared a project where I wanted to have a go at dyeing some lace curtains to create a dress. The dress is this one here and looks like it could have been made out of a vintage lace curtain or a lace tablecloth. I actually think I want to have a go at dyeing this tablecloth instead to be able to create a dress just like this one. In my sewing plans video, I got a lot of comments with just some advice on how to go about dyeing a lace curtain, and obviously because lace curtains are polyester, I would have to use polyester dye. Does anyone have any idea what a lace tablecloth would be made out of? It feels like polyester again, but it also could be cotton. It doesn't feel quite as polyester-y as the lace curtains did. If anyone has any idea how to go about dyeing cotton polyester, please let me know in the comments below, because I really do want to have a go at dyeing this a really fun color. And the last sewing project I have planned, but I haven't really got a fabric in mind for yet, is having a go at making something out of one of my Japanese pattern books I picked up while I was in Japan. These pattern books are incredible, and if you're in Japan, I definitely recommend you keep an eye out for them. They just basically have a whole heap of different sewing patterns in them. I really love the oversized but still feminine look of Japanese clothing, and these patterns are exactly what I was looking for in a Japanese sewing pattern. So the fact that I could pick these books up with multiple different patterns in them was such a bonus. But yeah, I really want to get stuck in and start making some of the items in these books, but I just haven't really sat down and had a proper read of them yet. I'm not sure exactly if I want to make a dress or if I want to make one of the skirts. The skirts in this book in particular are so beautiful. I also have some beautiful linen fabrics in my collection which could work really nicely for these types of designs. But yeah, stay tuned for that as well, because I think it's going to be quite a challenge to make a Japanese pattern using only Japanese instructions. So yeah, I'm excited to give that a go. And lastly, I thought I would finish this video by giving you a bit of a knitting update. I am currently working on a cute feather and fan wavy stripe jumper. This is the back piece that I have finished. The colors I've picked are peach, mustard and a really dark forest green, which kind of looks black on camera, and every time I take a photo of it, it looks black, but it's a really dark green, and I think the three of those colors just work so nicely together. It is such a fun project. I am really enjoying making it. I am currently working on the front of the jumper, so I have quite a bit to go, but I really do want to try and get it finished before winter. So if I can finish it over the next couple of months, I would be super happy about that. I'm using a vintage pattern again to make this. So yeah, if it turns out successfully, I will see if I can do what I did with my Rosery jumper pattern and try to get permission to share the vintage pattern with you. It depends if the publisher is okay with that though, so can't promise anything, but I'll definitely be getting in touch with them and seeing if I can just share the knitting pattern with my audience, because I did that with the Rosery jumper and it has been such a joy seeing so many of you make that jumper. So yeah, if I can do that again, that would be great. But yeah, that is everything I'm planning to sew and make during autumn. Like I said, autumn is my all-time favorite season. I feel like my wardrobe actually makes sense during autumn because so many of the colors in my wardrobe are autumnal shades. So yeah, I'm just excited for this next season and for all the sewing projects I have planned. I'm excited to share them with you on this channel as always, so definitely make sure you subscribe so you don't miss out when each of the videos for all of the projects I've talked about do end up going live. And yeah, thank you so much for watching this video until the very end, and I'll see you in the next one.